Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Thursday, February 9th, 2012. We're going to go over the trades that we took in the live trading room this morning, the trades that set up, the ones we managed to take, the ones we didn't manage to take, and everything else. This morning we said we were going to trade the 4-tick range chart on the YM. We took a couple of trades on that. I'll scroll back here and show you. We had minus 48 ticks is where we should have been on that. Alright. This was our first trade. We went short right here. What we were looking for on the 4-tick range was divergence between the white line on the combo and the longer term line. All right, we went short over here. It went a few ticks in our favor, and then it reversed on us. We had moved our stop. Once it had reversed, we had moved our stop a few ticks above this swing pivot right here. All right, I drew a trend line going down like this, and once it had gotten into that trend line and hit our stop, it had shown that it was really looking to go the other way. All right. It did move in the opposite direction right in here. There was a trade right here. I was trying to get into it. I put my order on. It didn't fill me. I was a little late getting it on there, but I did put the order on, and it did run from there. All right. I ended up missing that trade. The next trade that we took was right over here. We got filled right in here, and it dropped down in our favor. Our stop was just up above this swing pivot right here. All right, it dropped down in our favor and came back up, and it dropped back down again. And we had moved our stop to break even, and when it came back and hit our stop here at break even, it didn't actually take us out at break even. Well, let's just say it slipped us a little. But anyway, this was a break-even trade. So we had these two trades this morning. One was minus 7 ticks. We ended up taking on this one. All right. Yep, I see that, Bob. One was minus 7 ticks on this one, and the other was a break-even over here. All right. That's what we ended up taking. Well, that's what we should have ended up taking. Now, if we had stayed in this trade, our risk was above this swing pivot right here. All right. Price came up, put in a double top right at that level. So our risk was above that. It just dropped right down through the weekly trading zone. Okay. When it did this right over here, there were more opportunities in here, but I had an issue that I had to deal with, so I couldn't do anything in there. But right here, where we had this white line roll down right here toward the red, there was an entry opportunity right there. Okay, we didn't get into that one. Then we were looking for divergences. Over here there was a divergence on the long side right there. That would have stopped you out if you had taken it. All right. At this point I wasn't taking any trades because I had an issue that I had to resolve. But right here we stopped looking long. Even though it was working out, you would have been going long right here. We stopped looking long because it was going into the zone. Okay. And then we get into our break right here, and you can see over the break it's really moved up strongly. From down here at 12,826 all the way up to 12,874. All right, so just about 50 points. We are getting some divergence here right now. That's suggesting it's probably going to move up some more if we close up above these lines right here. We'll look to take that trade if we get the opportunity. Let me just see something here. Yeah. We'll look to take that trade if we get the opportunity. We'll go long there again. The risk on this trade would be down here below 12,866. Okay, 12,866. Now let's jump over here to the 4-tick range. We really didn't have any opportunity in the 4-tick range other than the G trades this morning. There was right here. The BBC was inside the box. We didn't have 3 ticks outside the box, so there was no opportunity there. No opportunity there. This one right here was the first G trade opportunity if you were taking the G trades this morning. It was right in there. Okay, I didn't take it. I don't know if George took it, but you would have had. You may not have filled on this. You probably wouldn't have filled on this, even if you tried to take it. Okay, and that moved down. Then it moved back up. On the move back up, there was another G trade right in here. This one you would have filled on. Okay, and that would have been good for 2 points, but you would have had to have waited and held it through the break, but it did make the 2 points. All right, we haven't had any other trades there on the 4-tick range. I went over briefly with you before I started the recording On the 2100, there was a pullback right here, but on the 10K we had resistance right up above us within 2 points, so we didn't take that trade. You can see that in hindsight, obviously, it worked out, and that was the only trade there this morning, I think. Oh no, there was another one over here. I got to check the time on that one though. Okay, yeah, there was a trade right over here on the 2100 tick. I'm not sure why we didn't take that this morning. I don't remember why, but we didn't. Obviously, we didn't, and it worked out well. But I think once it got hung up here on the MA1 and it retraced back up to the entry point, that would have probably stopped out most people for +1 tick. 10,000 contract. This is showing all the support and resistance levels. Oh, that's why we didn't take it, because we had support right below us over here on the 10K. All right, the pullback was right here. Support was right there. It obviously went through support. If you turn it around in the opposite direction right here, you would have been buying right here. Resistance was right here. It bounced off resistance in this case, but we did not take that trade either, unfortunately. Let me show you a few things over here on the Russell. Okay, we had some of our partners trading the Russell pretty actively this morning. I'll show you all the trades that set up this morning. Okay, from the open. Right here, when the white rolled down, right here, we had a shorting opportunity right in there. Once it closed down below the MA1, it shorted down to there. We only want to take the trades when the white line is to the left of the green line. Okay, so here when it rolled back up, there was nothing. Here when it rolled back down, the white line is what I'm looking at, was an opportunity to go short again. It rolled up over here for a small gain, rolled back down right here for another gain. Right here on this roll up, you see the white is to the left of the green. This one didn't give much. You know, it was inside the weekly trading zone here. The weekly trading zone on the Russell was 823 to 824. It didn't give much on the long side. Then it rolled over and it gave a nice move on the downside. Once it had done that, right here, I believe the ES was at a zone. Right here, the ES had hit a zone and it just kind of stopped everything right in its tracks. There was a short opportunity right here that didn't go anywhere. Really, it didn't work out. It gave a couple of ticks and then it turned down. Then, I'm sorry, that was a long opportunity, not a short opportunity. Then, right in here, it gave a short opportunity. That didn't work out. You see the white was to the left of the green and it was all headed down. From then, there hasn't been another one until, well, there hadn't been another one until over here, where everything rolled down and the white was to the left of the green. Right in here was a shorting opportunity. Your risk would have been up here, so you would have made profit on that trade. And there's another one going on right now, as one of our partners just told me. So right here, you would have a shorting opportunity with your risk up above right there at 824.7. You know what? I may even try to put that one on. I'm going to try to put that one on at 823.8. Okay, and see where it goes. We're looking for it to get down below the zone here. All right, to drop down below this zone. If we were to draw a trend line up these bottoms, somewhere down to there would be where we'd expect it to go. Okay, now we'll come back and look at that in a few minutes and see where, if it triggers me in, great. If it doesn't, well, we'll wait for the next trade. I wanted to go through the 6E trades that set up this morning. There were only a few of them this morning, and I will go through them all with you right now. All right, what time is it? 12:17. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I've done so far? If you do, just let me know, and I will be happy to answer them. If not, I'm going to keep going. All right, moving forward. With the 6E, what we were looking for here was the white line to be to the left of the green line. Again, same thing. This is a 500 contract chart. This was a 6-tick range chart. If anybody has any question about the difference between a range chart and a contract chart, just let me know, and I will be happy to explain the difference. All right. But what we're looking for here was the same thing, for the white line to roll down to be to the left of the green line, Great when you have some divergence. Doesn't always have to have divergence. Right here it did it, and you got the close down below the MA1. Now this would have had to have had a lot of risk on it. Risk would have had to have been way up there. But the entry would have been right there for a nice move down. Okay, the entry would have been here at 32.95, and it dropped all the way down to 32.71. So it's 24 ticks, or the equivalent of 6 points on the ES. Okay, price came back up a little bit. The white was not to the left of the green, so there's no trade on the long side. It dropped back down again, right here, white to the left of the green. There was probably 6 or 8 ticks right in that trade right there. Okay. I'm going to take my order off on the Russell right now. Okay, I'm going to take my order off over there. Now over here, let's see, we had a long trade right here. The white, it rolled back up, and the white was to the left of the green. It rolled up. Right there was the entry. Now there was an easy 8 ticks right there, I think, 76 to 87. So there was 11 ticks there. Equivalent of 2 points ES. If you stayed in the trade all the way up here, now that's 33.10 from entry down here at 76. We'll say 35 ticks. That's a significant chunk. 35 ticks per contract. What is that? That's just about 9 points. Just about 9 points ES equivalent. All right, you see it rolled down here. There was no trade because the green was to the left of the white. Rolled back up right here. Now this move was sudden, so there wasn't a lot of chance to get in it. You know, we talked about this one actually in the live trading room this morning. I was saying I didn't like the risk on that because it would have had to have been way down here. It would have had to have been the equivalent of like 3.5 points. Yes, and it came back down off of that, giving a short right here. Okay, so when it starts to give an indication against you with these white lines and green lines, that's when you should start looking for an exit. Okay, so we gave the short right in here. That one worked out. There's nothing here right now, though it's starting to roll down and put in another shorting opportunity. Okay. Let's see. So that was pretty much it. That's what we did this morning in the live trading room. So on the morning we were minus 48 ticks. It actually ended up being a little bit more because something messed up on me, but it should have been minus 48 ticks on the YM. That was one losing trade and one break-even trade on the YM. Okay. The losing trade was 7 ticks with 8 contracts. Is that right? 6 ticks with 8 contracts. The whole white line must always lead that trade. You mean not cross over the green? Now it'll often happen that the white line crosses over the green. You know, it's not often going to stay inside the green like it does right here. All right, if it does do that, a lot of times that doesn't seem to be quite as powerful. You know, just something to consider. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions about the setups, about anything that I went over? If you do, I'm happy to answer them. If not, I'm just going to stop the recording now anyway. All right.